Hey everyone, it's Zach with Palantir Research. Big volatile week for Palantir with a big new customer link revealed by EtherSquare, where there may be some obvious motivations for them to try out Palantir. New competition coming up from ChatGPT for enterprises, with also Cathie Wood buying some shares on the fast drop on Thursday that took place, and all the analyst coverage I went over this week as well. So looking at where we landed first for Palantir's price on the week, we started in the $14, flew quickly up almost to the mid-16s on Wednesday, and dropping immediately very fast the next day on Thursday, hovering around that $14, $15 borderline territory today. So Friday was much more tame. A lot of this movement seemed to be driven by the major analyst ratings and price targets that came out. I put out videos going into each of them on more detail, of course, for their reasoning, but basically Bank of America's Mariana reiterated their buy rating and their price target of $18. They point out the major future catalysts are the S&P eligibility, potential to win the NHS contract, and being a secure AI play for businesses to implement LLMs. Now, what's funny to me, for Morgan Stanley in my video, I went over how they downgraded their rating from equal weight to underweight and raised their price target from $8 to $9, but they also cite the same catalyst as Bank of America, but believe those are more sell the news events or already priced in. So with AIP struggling, at least in their perspective, to gain traction on the monetization front. So we'll see who's right later on. And also, for some reason, the internet appears to be tying Morgan Stanley buying last quarter in their 13F, with the downgrade coming out saying they are trying to manipulate the market. All I can say is that these banks are huge organizations, 13F data is delayed, and they can't even guarantee what they do will even affect the market in the short term. So we never really know what they're doing in the present time and their motivations, and the person in charge of these investments may have different goals and criteria than the person in charge of the analysts making the ratings, so I'll leave it up to you. Now, who is the big customer revealed by EtherSquare with some links? It is Avantor. They're a big materials distributor and manufacturer for products that deal with health and biopharma, education, things like that, and they have a $14 billion market cap with a worldwide presence. So they've got many major brands under them, and they supply a lot of their chemicals and biopharma supplies to manufacturers who are producing drugs, to name one example. Now, something interesting about Avantor is that they have experienced an 8.7 decrease in their last quarterly revenue metric, where they have a 9.1 actually decrease in organic revenue growth before any foreign exchange impacts. Now, that's just my speculation, but by investing in themselves as a large company to streamline more efficiency is one thing. But additionally, if they're able to find more ways to drive revenue growth with Palantir Foundry and find ways to increase this growth back up without any pandemic boost, then hopefully the value shows and they continue to expand usage of Palantir. We'll just have to see. And the second new link just revealed is Congra Foods. They hold major food brands that are very recognizable. A lot of you would know, like Snack Pack Pudding, Slim Jims, and Hunt's Ketchup, to name a few. And they're also quite a big company at around $14 billion market cap, so similar to the last one. In their latest earnings, though, I did want to point out, even though they are still growing organically, and nothing crazy, though, considering the space they're in food, they have recently seen a decrease in their margin, which can be an opportunity for Palantir, which is their bread and butter, in my opinion, if they're using Foundry, and that's just to increase their efficiency. So more to see if we get any official kind of updates or PRs from the company regarding these clients, but it's always nice to get this ahead of time when we get to see the links. At least we know they're trying them out. So thanks again to EtherSquare, and check out his Substack if you're interested. He works really hard on these links and maintaining the dossier. I'll just cover what he shows publicly, of course, not to take any thunder, so check out his stuff if you like. Now, the other news from this week on that Thursday on the 8% drop, Cathie Wood actually scooped up more shares of Palantir, around 670,000 of them. I don't put too much weight, of course, for myself when ARK is buying or selling, but I know it is newsworthy, at least for those curious about potential big buyers of Palantir stock. And it's almost been a month since her last purchase back in early August, so it really looks like she wanted to take advantage of the price drop on that Thursday. And then last but not least, ChatGPT Enterprise. They announced on August 28th that they will be offering an enterprise-grade security and privacy version of ChatGPT, and that's going to be with higher speed for companies. So basically, they're trying to bank on employees of companies using ChatGPT and having their employer start paying instead of them using it individually, like the free plan or even in that plus plan there for their product. Now, of course, this is for good reason, like security and privacy, for peace of mind for these businesses, so I totally understand it and the value there. Now, I think this will be a great product, to be honest, because the context of how it can be used will continue to expand and grow the skills of these workforce to start adopting AI in general, which I think is good for Palantir's AIP product as well. Now, this is more of a quick product to bring into your organization, so it's quite scalable considering the recognizability already, but also its usage naturally intertwining with workers and what they're doing already. The downfall, though, is that it's not truly transformational like AIP, and that's not the purpose of the product. And that's logical too, concerning it is not as invasive and not making you create an ontology of your data and fully unlock the potential there. That's just a whole nother world. Like anything, it's just a trade-off between a luxury product and a mass appeal product. I think over time, companies may find themselves possibly adopting both AIP and ChatGPT Enterprise or some certain parts there. But for those earlier into AIP, this is my speculation, we'll find that they already have a full arsenal to leverage artificial intelligence and build those kind of apps on top more seamlessly, flexibly, and meaningfully in regards to tying that proprietary data they have, as well as their proprietary LLMs. But that remains to be seen, so hope in general this expands the AI market and recognizability for everyone to use it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens this following week and where the market is going leaning towards for Palantir, considering the volatility we just experienced this past week. But what are your thoughts though, and what do you think will happen next week yourself? Let me know below, and thank you all for watching and my channel members, and I'll see you in the next video.